Peter with BibleMoneyMatters.com, talking today about how to protect your financial and personal information when you're shopping online. The past few years we've heard several situations or several different companies that have had their databases accessed because they weren't secure enough by hackers or who knows who. Again, they had databases accessed with personal information being taken, credit card information being accessed, and a whole wide range of fraudulent behavior. Just a couple of weeks ago, actually, Zappos.com, the online shoe retailer, had their databases accessed as well. And while it wasn't credit card information that was accessed, it was quite a bit of personal customer information that was accessed. As a result, Zappos sent out an email to all their customers telling them that they were resetting everybody's password. You would have to set up a new password when you went back to their site. And they were taking precautions in order to make sure no more information was compromised. Not only is this a huge hassle for these companies and a huge PR thing, a PR hit, but it's a huge risk for customers to have their private information out there on the internet as far as their names, their addresses, their personal information, and even credit card information, which again, this situation with Zappos, they didn't have their credit card information accessed. But nonetheless, there are things you can do to make sure that you don't run into one of these situations where all of your personal information and credit card information is accessed. So today I'm going to give you a few tips of how to protect yourself when you're shopping online. First of all, just limit your exposure. When you're shopping online, don't shop all over the place and don't save your personal information in a bunch of databases all over the internet. Personally, I've only saved my personal information in a couple of databases, including Amazon.com. Because I'm reasonably sure they're going to be pretty secure. But the less places you save your information, the better off you're going to be. The less places there are for hackers to steal your information. If the site looks fishy, stay away from that site. More than once I've talked to my in-laws and a few other people who have gone to a site that looked what they thought was legitimate, but when I went there it was pretty obvious that it was a kind of a scammy site or whatever. Stay away from a lot of those sites because some of them are just set up in order to steal your information. You'll go on there, place an order, put in your information, your credit card information, and now they have it. They've stolen your information. Make sure you're checking out on a secure page when you're shopping online. Easiest way to do that is just look at the URL. If it says HTTPS, you know it's going to be probably a secure page. If the page isn't secure, avoid entering any of your personal information or your financial information because it can be stolen pretty easily. Another thing you can do is avoid shopping while you're using public Wi-Fi or a public hotspot at like the coffee shop or at a restaurant or something along those lines. Quite often, hackers will be snooping on those public Wi-Fi access points, and they're able to steal your information that's being sent out over the airwaves if it's not encrypted. So don't go shopping when you're at one of those public Wi-Fi spots, and especially don't use financial sites like your bank accounts or Mint.com or Adapt2.com or a lot of those aggregators. If someone gets your password for those accounts, they could have access to a whole world of your financial information. You really don't want that. Never give your social security number online. There are only a few small minor instances where you would need to give your social security number, and primarily for doing your taxes or for making a tax payment or something along those lines. Otherwise, there aren't a whole lot of sites that you're really going to need to give that information, so don't. If somebody is asking for that information, it's probably something you should look into a little further, and it sounds a little scammy. Check your credit reports and scores. Most people are going to do some shopping online these days. So if you're going to be doing online shopping, make sure to check your credit reports and your credit data to make sure that there's nothing fishy on that report. Check for weird cards that you never signed up for or charges that you didn't make. And if you see something, report it right away. Use antivirus and anti-malware software. A lot of times viruses and Trojan horses and other malware will get on your computer and they'll track what you're typing in, or they'll get your usernames and your passwords. Have an updated antivirus software on your computer so that it'll catch those things. Make sure again that it's updated as well. Use a credit card when you're shopping online. Most credit cards are going to have some sort of protection on there as far as being able to, you're not going to be liable for fraudulent charges that are made on your account. Use a third-party payment system, something along the lines of PayPal or Google Checkout or something along those lines, where there's kind of a firewall between you and your bank account or whatever. And finally, use strong passwords. Make sure that your passwords are random numbers, capitalized letters, and symbols. And try not to use family names or pet names or just the word password. Also, you can try to change your password every once in a while. Don't leave your password the same all the time on all your accounts. Don't use the same password for every account either. So, those are just a few common sense guidelines that you can use when you're shopping online. There are other tips as well that I would love to hear your tips for safe shopping online. Leave it in the comments on YouTube or on BibleMoneyMatters.com. And if the worst case scenario does come up, where your identity is stolen or fraudulent charges are made, be ready for that situation. Go over to BibleMoneyMatters.com and search for identity theft checklist, and there's a list there that'll tell you what you need to do if the worst case scenario does happen. So thanks for checking it out, and leave a comment. Thanks.